Sport-wise, the Brazilians are known for their soccer. In Australia, soccer is probably about the 5th biggest sport. In front of that, our top sport will probably be AFL, which is played with something that looks a little bit like an NFL ball, but instead of throwing it like a quarterback does, you do what's called a hand pass, which is so just like that. And instead of a kicker kicking off the floor like that, an AFL player out of his hands just kicks like that. And what you do is it's played on about a 200-yard big oval, and it's got at each end it's got 4 posts. It's got in the middle 2 really tall posts, and then on the outside of those it's got 2 shorter posts. And if you manage to kick the ball in between the 2 middle posts, you get 6 points. And if you get it between the outside posts, you get 1 point. And so yeah, the person with the most points at the end wins. It's a really aggressive game. No one wears any pads, so it's a lot like rugby in that way. But you kick the ball, you can kick the ball off the ground, out of your hands, so it's a lot like soccer as well. And then there's also the rule, every 15 steps you take, you have to bounce the ball. So it's basketball in that way as well. So it's a combination of a lot of sports. It's only played in Australia. No, that's probably our #1 sport.
But every 15 steps you
Every
take.
15 steps, yeah.
So someone is counting.
Yeah, the umpire. We have how many umpires?
There's
Wow.
5 or 6 umpires all over the pitch. Yeah, it's a big field. We have umpires all around the outside. We have goal umpires. We have like 3 umpires just in the pitch alone. How many players on the side?
I don't know, but there's a lot.
Yeah, it seems about 18.
So they
18
have
players a side.
a national competition of who could create the most complicated game.
I don't really know where it originated from, but
It came from Irish migrants. Australia's a country of migrants, so people from other countries. We're a very young country, so when Australia was a new country, we had a lot of Irish and English people. But they liked soccer, but all they had was a rugby ball, so they had to find some way to combine the two. That's how AFL, Australian football, was born. So, and also, you guys are probably used to a cold Christmas, yeah? In Australia, it's really hot. It's so hot, it's like 110 degrees. So for a typical Australian Christmas, we just go to the beach. We'll go to the beach, we'll go surfing. It's amazing.
In winter?
In summer. Our Christmas, instead of it being in winter, our Christmas is in summer.
But
so we have a really hot Christmas.
yeah,
How long
our
does the
summer's
game
their
last?
winter, and so when it's summer here, it's their winter.
Yeah.
8 minutes?
80 minutes.
8 minutes?
80 minutes.
There's a lot of stops
That's
and all
the
that
most
type of
funny.
stuff though.
We've got mates.
Say, good day, mate. Is that how you spell it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see, is it
We'll call a guy Bloke and a girl Sheila.
like BLOKE?
Okay, yeah.
Sheila?
Sheila, yeah. SHE.
Like the name?
Yeah, that's the name, yeah.
So this is girl?
Yeah, that's girl and bloke is guy. Yeah.
Okay.
What should we say?
We just have a lot of stuff like, if we want to say it's very hot, we'll say, oh, it's a scorcher.
Yeah, it's a scorcher.
Okay. I think we say that sometimes too. It's a scorcher.
Y'all talk to each other and let us hear you.
Yeah, just you don't have to translate it, just talk.
Oh, I know. Right.
Just so we can hear what you say. I mean, just so we can hear.
Good are you, mate?
G'day, Bardiana.
Oh, you're right, mate. I'm about to have a few bevies with the boys. I'll catch a barbecue down on the beach, eh?
Alright, I might have to go grab some of the moisties and we'll finish it.
Oh, I don't see, mate, like that.
Sounds like the coots to me, eh?
Oh, it's so easy.
Okay, what are the moisties?
That's what I was using.
Oh, if you can't tell me, it's okay. Never mind, it's okay. Did you? Okay. Oh, let's do. What do you want to do? The
Oh yeah, I'll give you a quick didgeridoo lesson. In Australia, we have native Australians, which are we call them Aboriginals. So they're Indigenous Australians, much like the Indigenous Americans. So you guys have the native Indians. We have the native Australians, which are Aboriginals. They have a special instrument called a didgeridoo, which is this here. It's a hollowed out piece of wood. So it's usually hollowed out by termites, and then they cut it down to size. They polish and they cure the top of the wood, and then they use special beeswax made in Australia for the lip, and then so it just makes a really deep sort of noise. So. And so yeah, you get a couple of people together. They'll play some didgeridoo. They have a lot of tapping sticks as well. Lots of just really wood percussion instruments. And they get together. It's a lot of tribal music. So the Australian Indigenous people, they make up a lot of tribes. There's about over 200 tribes in Australia that all live like in the desert and in really rural areas, and they all speak their different language. So there's like 200 different dialects. Each family speaks their own language, and yeah, it's all very tribal. They still, lots of ancestral worship, and they'll get like all their native instruments out, and they'll try and get rain to come, or for their plants to grow or something like that. And yeah, it's all very sort of festive, but then sort of tribal at the same time. So yeah. Questions? Yeah, mate.
Do they got a lot of kangaroos in Australia?
Yeah, lots of kangaroos. Yeah, for sure.
And they're about this big. They're really big.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with a kangaroo.
They're not cute and fluffy like they are in the movies.
I used to watch on TV. I don't know.
Yeah, Luke.
I got 2 questions.
Oh, what's that?
How far off of Florida is Australia?
I thought I was sorry. Far.
We'll look at a globe in a minute, Logan, okay?
And then how many ball players are on y'all on that team that y'all are talking about?
I think it's 18 aside. So we've got 18 players against 18 players. So it's a very big sport.
Including reserves, you've probably got 30, 40 players on the team, so it's a pretty big roster.
Any other questions yet?
If we get close to a kangaroo, if you get close to a kangaroo, do it kick you?
Yeah, they do kick you. They're very territorial kangaroos. They're not scared of humans. So yeah, if you walk close to one and you annoy them, then this is AFL. This is the sport we're talking about. So yeah, it's like very, you have to tackle people, make sure they don't get the ball. When you catch a ball like that, you get a free kick.
Wow,
Yeah, you have to be a very strong athlete to play this sport.
So y'all don't like that sport?
I do. I like it more than soccer. I'm just not good at it. And so if you get it through the 2 big posts, you get 6 points. Wow. It's a big kick. It's a monster.
Oh, look at that.
What's this?
AFL's got one of the highest concussion rates.
Very, very hard game. Very hard.
This is not let's get outside, guys.
Okay, we're gonna go outside so that we can play a little soccer. We'll watch it. Well, it's only another minute or so.
You got chicken.
He blocked it. Oh, and
See how he bounces it?
he might be slim, though.
So how does he know? How does he know he runs 15 steps?
It's just an average. So you don't have to bounce it every 15 steps. So you just judge out and keep playing.
My boy just got hurt. This was like that fight.
So is it like a penalty in football?
If you
Run more than 15 steps?
yeah, the other team gets a free kick from where you stopped it.
Now what happens if you go, like the ball goes out over the line, like out of bounds?
They get the umpire to throw it in, so they'll stand there on the line and they'll get the ball and they'll throw it in like that. They'll throw as high and as far as they can, and you get the 2 tallest players on each team. They'll try and tap it down.
How do you bounce it? Yeah. How do you bounce it?
Bounce it, Reggie, you're better at bouncing it than I am.
It would help if we had a harder ball, but I've tried it.